I want to speak about the corporate media going after Joe Rogan. The attempt to silence him, which they know intrinsically is not going to be successful, but what they are in fact doing is making the cost known to a company like Spotify that would like to platform somebody in the future that doesn't have the same weight in terms of subscribers, viewers, watchers that Rogan has, and let them know that the cost will be increased because they will go after anybody with a heterodox view. So, with that said, I want to show you a couple of clips that were played on CNN, and I'm going to interrupt them and comment as we go.
Kat, you wrote on Twitter about Spotify. You went viral for a comment about it yesterday. Tell us your point of view first about this Spotify mess, because it's really dominated the week.
Yeah, what I think is interesting about the backlash against Spotify vis-a-vis Joe Rogan is that people are fundamentally angry about not being able to stop his audience from wanting news that is bad for them.
So essentially what you want is to strike down the First Amendment and for the establishment, with you as their well-paid spokesman, to become arbiter of what is good for someone. You want your kid to play football? You want to allow them? Nope, can't do that, despite the benefits that might have in terms of team building and discipline, because you might get hurt. Skydiving? Forget about the fact that stepping out of your comfort zone opens you up to the possibility that there are things that you didn't think that you could do that suddenly seem possible within reach, because now you have a reference point as to something that you feared that you overcame. But most of all, CNN, you're against the First Amendment, which is the bedrock of our republic, which allows us to resolve our differences, our disagreements peacefully with words rather than with confrontation via arms.
Wanting something that's bad for them. So, we're all haunted by the specter of this guy who's listening to Joe Rogan and internalizing this bad information and making bad choices as a result.
They always know what's better for us. Here's the thing. My life, my choice. My body, my choice. The Declaration of Independence stated that we are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights, that amongst these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness on our terms. If I don't want to get this experimental vax and I die as a result, that's my right, because it's my life, my choice. That's my liberty. If I'm happy drinking beer on the couch and watching football every Sunday, that's my right. If you enjoy knitting a sweater for your chihuahua, hey, that's the way you choose to pursue happiness. But again, CNN, ideally, you'd like to destroy the First Amendment so that you can have Orwellian control over the narrative. You tell us that the science says licking your ass is healthy, and have the Ministry of Truth pounding down on this science, repeatedly brainwashing us until we get that idea stuck in our head, and then it's time not to get down on our proverbial knees, but our actual ones. At least wash up beforehand.
Joe Rogan has the #1 podcast on Spotify. Millions of people listen to him. Audiences are choosing him.
She demonstrates her arrogance and stupidity with her incredulity.
Why? What is it about him? Clearly he connects.
Yeah, I think it's maybe that it's an unscripted conversation. He does have these people on who are not really given platforms in major media institutions, and that's
Joe Rogan himself is a major media institution, much bigger than the state mouthpiece of CNN, where this is playing. Their ratings are sinking faster than the Titanic in the North Sea. Again, this is someone gazing out from their ivory tower, arrogantly looking down at the plebs, not understanding how quickly the castle is falling.
because they are, spouting all these sort of anti-vaccine rhetoric things that are not in line with the public health consensus.
When you don't have differing opinions, when you disallow any heterodox view, that's how you manufacture consensus. And that is exactly why we have the First Amendment. These are willing idiots who get paid with their cushy jobs, who want to tell us how and what to think for the benefit of those who are in fact controlling the consensus.
Look, at CNN, we have a health desk. We make sure that the information that we provide viewers is accurate. Most major outlets have some sort of system in place to do that. Joe Rogan's having a conversation with people that, he finds interesting, and they might attract eyeballs or I guess, ears. But they are not reflecting the public health consensus, and I think that's really what's unnerved a lot of people over the past few weeks.
And when I say consensus, remember when Fauci originally stated that masks do nothing? Then they were everything, and you were killing grandma if you didn't keep them over your nose? And they sacrificed our children at the altar of science by impeding their communication, by not allowing them to understand facial signals, which is an important part of the way that humans interact and a birthright into being part of the species. And now, according to the CDC, they do little to prevent transmission. And you want us to forgive you for that? You want to talk about consensus? How about Hunter Biden's laptop being Russian disinfo? Social media didn't let us breathe a word of it. Whoops. The cat's out of the bag now. Russian collusion, Donald Trump drinking bleach hoax, the fine people hoax. That was an example of manufactured consensus. And you wonder why your ratings are cratering, why no one believes you. And yet, you still want us to trust the consensus, to have faith in you lying asses. Oh wait, if you get the vax, you won't catch COVID. Ah, golly gee. That because of ivermectin-related cases, gunshot victims in Oklahoma were not being treated at the hospital. Oh wait, your past smear of Joe Rogan himself taking horse dewormer when ivermectin has won the Nobel Prize for treating human beings? And then you double down on it, and then you triple down on it, but still you want us to trust you. Look, these talking heads at CNN are the miserable people in the world that live by consensus. Their psychological makeup is to seek happiness via the approval of others. They get their significance externally rather than developing it internally. They're like weather vanes that detect the direction of the wind and blow in that way. The direction of the wind, of course, being what they interpret to be the consensus or whatever their handlers tell them it is. They don't have an original thought or backbone in their entire bodies. Yet, because they're on CNN, unfortunately, many people still listen. So yes, keep listening to heterodox views. Listen to Rogan. Yes, listen to arguments on both sides of the debate and decide for yourselves. Educate yourselves. Be able to steelman the opposing party's argument. And as for CNN and the rest of the corporate media who are merely shilling propaganda and lies, yeah, turn them off forever. Guys, thumb up this video and subscribe. Hit the all notification bell. Share the video. You have a thought, you have a comment, leave it below. Have a fantastic day. Peace.